Now let us write a program for reading the data from a file. So already I have a file and I have written something there. So the same thing I want to read it. So for that, let us see how to read the data from a file. So for that, I have to take if stream object in file. That's all. So I have just given the object there. I did not mention the file. Now we will see the other method of opening a file. So in file dot open. What's the file name? my.txt. That's it. And we are using input file input stream, so we are making it for reading purpose only, right? If at all you want to mention read or write which purpose, then there are some modes available. iOS in for reading, iOS out for writing, but if stream itself is for reading only, so we don't have to mention any flag or mode there. These are called as flags, so we don't have to mention any flag. That's all. File will open. Now one important thing, when you are reading from a file, then the file must be existing. It will not create a new file. So file must be existing. This is very important. So we have to check whether the file has open or not. So if in file, so if the file has already opened, then it will give a condition true. If will be true, right? If it has not opened, then it will give it false. So I will say if not in file, then I will say cout file cannot be open. File cannot be open. Then there is one more method for checking whether the file is opened or not, is existing or not. So the other method is that I'll remove this and show you. See, in file dot is underscore open. So this will return true if the file is open, otherwise it will return false. So if I say not is open, then I will say file cannot be open. Means the file is not existing. So this is how you can check whether the file is open or not. Usually when you try to open some file, we get a prompt that file is not existing. Some messages we get. So like this only we have to check whether the file is open or not. Right? So I'll just remove this. I'll remove this. Already I have shown you. Now I want to read those two values. So for that I will take one variable of type string and of string object, and I will take one integer x. Now I will say I have to read from the file. So say in file extract in str. So the first value will be read. Then say in file extract into x. So first thing it will read is a string, and the second thing it will read is a integer value. Now cout means it will print on the screen. Yes, obviously we know this. str, then give some space and say x. So this will print these two values on the screen. So you can see that the program is reading something from the file and displaying it on the monitor. So in file is an object connected to that. So it is reading from there. That's all. Finished. But one thing, once you have finished reading this, we have reached the end of a file. So sometime we need to check whether we have reached the end of a file or not. So let us check how to know end of file or not. So there is a function available. Again I will write on the condition here. If in file dot eof. So this will return true if the end of file has reached. Then here only in the same line I will write cout end of file reached. Then finally in file I will close. So that's how we have learned how to write the data in a file and how to read the data from a file. Now one important thing. When you are reading the data from the file, you should already know in which order the data is kept there. The first value is a string, second value is a number, integer or float, whatever it is. So then only you can read the data in the same form. So there are some predefined order of writing the data available, like JPG file. So there is some known order. So that's why we say file format, known format. So data is written in a known format. Then only the programs can read the data in that particular format and show you the contents. Like JPG file you can open anywhere. So if you know the format, then you can read the data. So if you want to read JPG file and display an image in your program, then you should know the format of JPG file. Likewise, for PDF, you should know the format of PDF. If you want to develop application for that, so you can study the formats and do it. So that's all. Let us try this program and see. And I have something more to discuss about the files.